Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I'm in the middle of my refeed. And again, me talking the other day about recompositioning and talking about refeeding a little bit, I had a lot of questions. And one of those questions was, is it important to focus purely on replenishing muscle glycogen when you are refeeding? Or muscle glycogen even in general when you're eating carbs? And should you avoid things like fructose? Or even fruit because of this. And guys, this is something that has been massively overhyped in the bodybuilding world. This is almost bro science again. Because the reality is, yeah, fructose will replenish liver glycogen faster than muscle glycogen. However, it can still get to muscle glycogen. And the thing that people forget is that a lot of your glucose will go to muscle glycogen to some extent. That you consume foods that are starchier foods or sugary foods that break down immediately into glucose by the GI tract, versus ones like fructose or galactose or lactose or things that have to be broken down by the liver, so then they'll start as glucose in the liver and they'll oftentimes store as glycogen there. But we're talking about athletic, active people. My subscriber base are not sedentary, obese people who have no desire to work out. Those are the people who excessive liver glycogen is a problem for. Active people who don't have metabolic syndrome and they work out, they lift weights, they do cardio. You are going to release liver glycogen when you need it into your bloodstream. Your body has no problem when blood sugar drops a little bit and it needs more glucose. It will break down liver glycogen and pull it right out. It is not a problem for healthy, active people. So you shouldn't be worried about that. That's just going to make blood sugar. And oftentimes for very active people who lift weights and things, you're going to find that your body will tend to hold on to muscle glucose a little longer. It will tend to release a lot of liver glycogen when it needs just extra glucose for fuel and metabolic purposes. If the liver glycogen is there, it's not really a problem for you. And the other thing is, it's so interesting that so many people worry about consuming a bit of fructose because of the liver glycogen issue, and they're not even worried about soda and table sugar and high fructose corn syrup. They're worried about fruit. Most fruits don't have that much fructose in them. It varies a lot. Yeah, apples have a lot, but something like bananas don't have as much as you think they do. Yeah, it constitutes a percentage of it, but it's certainly not most of the calories or most of the carbs that are in there. There's a lot more glucose than there is fructose there. And people worry about these things as though, they shouldn't be wasting any food that they eat, shouldn't be replenishing liver glycogen. Yet the same people will consume 200, 250, 300 grams of protein. All right, if you're not a 250-pound bodybuilder on steroids, do you really think that you are using 200 grams of protein for metabolic function and building muscle? Or 200 to 50? Because if you really think that you do, you don't have it right. You're oxidizing a lot of protein for fuel. You have a lot of leftover protein that's going to be converted to other things. What do you guys think happens to most of that protein? If you're eating 200 grams of protein, what do you think actually happens to most of the protein that you eat? I'll tell you what happens. It becomes liver glycogen. A lot of you who are eating very high protein diets, you're getting way more liver glycogen just from the extra protein that you're eating every day than you could possibly get from fruit. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We need liver glycogen. It's useful. But the thing is, people are so concerned in the bodybuilding world, they're so concerned about getting some fructose from their fruits and vegetables or a little bit of sugar because it's just replenishing the liver glycogen and it's of no value, which it is. It releases as blood sugar later. But the same people will eat excessively high amounts of protein, even though all of that excess protein is just ending up as liver glycogen. It really makes no sense when you think about it. So all in all, you shouldn't be concerned with it. The only people who I would say really need to be concerned with this is that if all of your glucose is coming from table sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and protein, then yeah, you're getting way too much liver glycogen and not enough muscle glycogen. But on anyone who's on a reasonably balanced diet, to where the only real fructose you're getting is, from 5 or 10 pieces of fruit a day, or even if you use fruit as your main carb, perfectly fine there. And you're adding in bunches of table sugar. I mean, one Pop-Tart a day is certainly not going to be any issue here. But literally, if 50% or more of your dietary carbs are fructose, then yeah, you're getting too much liver glycogen. You're probably denying your muscles some of the glucose that they need if you're training hard. Your diet isn't balanced at that point. But if your diet is reasonably balanced, this is a non-issue, people. I really wouldn't worry about it. All right, guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time. Let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go. Mount Bicephus.